Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Blockchain Chronicles. This is episode number 21, and I'm very much looking forward to this episode because I have Kay, and she is the founder of BlockParty, which is an NFT project that is going to be released soon on the Solana network. Kay, how are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad you said yes. The One of the reasons that I wanted to have you on is, being a part of the BlockParty community. Like, I'm really excited about, so many things about it, and definitely want to talk to you about the project. But before we get to that, I was just kind of curious about your journey in blockchain or crypto NFTs. When did your journey start with blockchain?
So it started with crypto in January 2020, I think
Okay.
December. Yeah, so been for a while. Started off with the basics, bought Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then I got into BSC in
Mm.
March.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
was a crazy time.
Yeah.
Stayed in BSC for a few months and then got into NFTs and then eventually into Solana NFTs last year, August.
Nice. What caught your eye with Bitcoin, first of all?
I think it was just that I actually had, if I remember correctly, I was sick at the time. And then my partner came in and he was like, I'm going to buy Bitcoin. I think it's a cool thing to do. And then I started looking into it and I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this. And then, yeah, got deeper into the Telegram groups.
Yeah. Was it, I guess, there's so many different aspects to it, right? Like, you can be attracted to cryptocurrency because of political reasons, like with decentralization and having control of your own money. You could be into cryptocurrency because it's a way to generate wealth. It could be both
I
of
think,
those things. Like, what do you
yeah.
think it is for you?
Well, initially, I mean, I think everyone's initially the first thing they hear about crypto and their first thoughts about it is that it's going to be this magical thing that's going to give you financial freedom.
Right.
And as a student doing my master's and then wanting to do a PhD after, I thought, oh, maybe we should look into it. And then there's just so much more to that. And also, it's nothing like what people they sell you the dream of becoming a millionaire overnight, and it's nothing like that.
It's true, unless you're really lucky and you buy Shiba, at, I don't even know, 9 decimal points of a cent.
Even then, I feel like you have to hold through a lot of turbulence, and I don't think I have it in me to do that.
It's tough, isn't it?
So difficult.
So you
Yeah.
mentioned your educational background. You said you went to you got your doctorate.
No, I was going to actually. I turned down a PhD opportunity to launch BlockParty and go full time into crypto.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I was in a PhD program and I left it probably 8 months ago to join the metrics team full time as a social media director.
Wow.
So yeah, I definitely took that leap as well.
What were you doing a PhD in?
Political science. Is pretty heavy in statistics in the political science realm, but yeah.
That's really cool. Wow.
Right. And I can't complain. It seemed like this was an industry and a sector that kind of was calling to me. And, sometimes you just have to trust your gut and just go for it, and I didn't really think that academia was kind of the path for me.
Yeah. No, I can feel that.
Yeah. So you left, or you didn't pursue the PhD, but you decided to go forward with BlockParty. How long was it between, I guess, being involved with just purchasing crypto and Binance Smart Chain, or BSC projects, when you noticed, I guess first noticed NFTs? Do you remember that time?
Um, I think there was a lot of, I'm trying to think what ETH project it was, but it was super hyped. And I noticed people started talking about that. It was when, I can't remember the website name. I think it was Rarible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was still the most like hyped place to buy NFTs, and there were all those drops happening and someone mentioned them. But it must have been like 3-4 months after I got into BSC. So probably, yeah, June.
Gotcha. I don't know, like a lot of people, myself included, when I first saw NFTs, curiosity didn't kill the cat. I kind of noticed it and it stayed off to the side, until actually a developer on the metrics team was like, hey, we're going to build a kind of competitor to like OpenSea or Magic Eden, and it'll be a place where people can build collections on the metrics network. And that was really like the first time that like my eyes opened to kind of the fact that NFTs are not just pictures. There's a world of use cases and utilities that really back up the entire project itself. Because if it's just art, that is great, but that time is kind of passing in the NFT world. Wouldn't you say? Like you need more than that these days?
No, 100%. I think Solana's also made it more so because obviously lower gas fees, and there's just so much more demand for utility there. I think on Ethereum, it's quite hard to build that. But yeah, my journey into NFTs didn't start like that at all. I thought they were silly at first, to be honest. But also I didn't understand why you would want anything else other than art. I thought it would be like, okay, buy a once-off art piece, maybe print it out, maybe get a digital screen, display it, and then that would be that. I didn't realize the whole intricacy that goes into actually like just everything that you can do with them. It's crazy.
It is. And like I was telling you before the show, the show that I'm going to be doing tomorrow is with a project that is backed by an entire casino. The reason that I'm kind of talking in basics like this is I would say a lot of the people that are listening to this, probably from the metrics community, they're just getting involved with this process of learning about NFTs and the possibilities. I've done shows on my weekly review show for Metrics Coin about how deep different use cases can actually run. But yeah, like you said, I think also it's a little bizarre because if the art isn't nice or viewable or palatable to the eye, that can also affect it, even if the utility is great.
Yeah, no, I definitely think having good art is a must still. I think it is going to evolve from that though, where the artwork, I mean, look at what are they called? Shadow Secret Coder, SSC.
Yeah.
Their art's not unbelievable or like anything special, but
Right. Yeah.
they've done amazingly well.
Yeah, I'll put a picture of that on the screen, but it's basically just a character who's sitting at a desk, right? And they're just looking at computer screens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the art caught your eye and you started I guess purchasing different projects. You said initially it was on the Ethereum network?
Yeah.
And then what brought you over to the Solana side?
It was actually, so I was doing an internship at a crypto firm. And one of my colleagues was like, do you own any Solana? And I was like, no, I don't. Why? And he was like, I'm minting these things called Solamas. That was crazy. That was back when Sol was probably at a similar price range now, and they were doing 10K mints for like 4 or 5 Sol each, which is
wow.
Yeah, unbelievable. So that was a 10K supply for Sol each. But yeah, that was my first experience, and just everything going so fast and not being expensive.
Right.
Yeah, it's a game changer. I don't know how more people haven't come over to Sol, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't get it either. maybe they look at the price of, what VFriends are selling for, or Bored Ape Yacht Club, but that's, I don't know, that it's expensive. And I think it takes a stroke of luck to actually get one of those. And like you said, you have to hold through, just like in crypto, like you have to hold through the dips and the FUD and everything like that. And once you sell, at least for me, I feel like once I would sell an Ethereum project, it would be really hard to buy back into it just based off of the gas fees that are involved.
No, 100%. I think that also, yeah, I think it also stops paper handing to a certain extent.
Mhm.
Also, the fact that you have to pay gas fees every time you list or delist, it's crazy.
Right.
It really makes you second guess listing.
I actually didn't know that it applied also to listing and delisting.
I think, wait, I don't want to get that wrong. I think it's to listing, no, updating the price as well.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's crazy expensive. But I think the thing with ETH is that it's been around for so much longer.
Mhm.
And the people who are involved in the ETH ecosystem, they obviously it's equivalent to the people who got into Sol when it was like 80 cents. So for them, those types of prices aren't exorbitant.
Right.
And they've obviously been in crypto for a lot longer. Like the liquidity on ETH is unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, even though Solana's in the top 10, I mean, the difference between Solana and Ethereum, even being so close on the list, yeah, Ethereum's number 2 for a reason.
No, it's crazy. And you have, yeah, like I don't know if you watched that Invisible Friends launch recently.
No, I didn't. Tell me.
So it's a project on ETH, and not all of them have even been revealed yet.
Hmm.
And one of the top ones sold for 400 ETH. That's $1.1 million. When you get sales like that in Solana, it's like crazy. It's like a big deal.
Yeah, I think, what did I see? Was it a Boryaku Dragon on the Solana network? I think had a pretty big sale the other day, or maybe it was a D God yesterday, where it was super far away from the floor price, but still, like, even if you did the math, it would have been, like 1 Ethereum or 2 Ethereum.
Yeah,
There's
it's
so much room to
crazy.
grow, I feel, on the Solana
Yeah,
network side.
yeah. I mean, we are in it so early.
Yeah, I agree. So you were doing an internship, I think I heard you say, for a crypto firm,
Yeah.
and then I guess, how BlockParty is it your first project?
It's my first project where I'm actually a member of like the core team.
Hmm.
So I've advised on quite a few projects, like between 10 to 15 projects across all different chains. I've advised on ones on Terra. I'm currently advising on one on Near.
Oh, yep. I just heard about Near today, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've got a project that I'm doing. I don't know if you know Cozy.
Yeah, it's like I mean, the way I know him is as a Twitter influencer.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm working with Cozy on that one.
Very cool.
Um, yeah, he's a really cool guy. He's really young as well. He's 21.
It'll surprise you. You don't really know who you're talking to sometimes.
Yeah, it's quite scary when you start to find out everyone. Yeah.
What is I guess, before we get back to what we were talking about, what is the project that you're working on with him?
It's called Andy Warlords.
Okay.
It's basically, yeah, just it's inspired by the art of Andy Warhol, and it's basically just like forming your own like pop matrix NFTs, which I
Cool.
think is quite a cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and any idea when that might be coming down the pipe, or released or
I think
launched?
probably, yeah, I think probably a week or two after BlockParty. We haven't decided on a fixed date yet.
Oh wow, so it's pretty far along in the process.
Yeah. Yeah, we're ready to go. Everything's done from like the art side and the tech side.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'll have to check that out. Um, one of the things that I was going to ask was, how do you personally, I guess, like, get involved in, even helping out a project before you became like a inner member of the BlockParty, team and process that involves? Was it just like hanging out in discords and asking people if they needed help with something, or how did you go about, becoming more involved?
So it was a mix of things. I think the first project that I helped out with, it was a mutual friend of mine. Yeah, I'm trying to think what the exact relationship was. It was one of my friends, like high school friends, I think, based in Indonesia.
Mm.
Yeah, so I helped out on that one. And then once you've kind of like, it's the same as like any community management role. As soon as you've got your name in one Discord and you do a good job, people just approach you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I think Skyline was like the big breaking point for me, I think, because Bear I've known through BSC days, everything the dev who's working on, we got rugged on the same BSC coin together and we're left in the Telegram group and just started speaking. He's actually, yeah, he's been super good and like helpful. When I was doing my internship, he was helping me with all the coding I had to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry to cut you. We should say Bear is a developer, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, don't worry. So he was helping me with that. And then he got hired by Skyline and he said to me that they really need help controlling the FUD around launch. And if I could just hop in, it would be great. And then, yeah, I just started working on that and then got approached by loads of other projects. And it's quite easy to get your name out there once you work on one project that does well.
Yeah, that was awesome. Skyline is one project that I guess it would have been the first, because like I said, being a part of the metrics team with our own platform and marketplace coming out soon, I just on a personal level wanted to learn more about it so that I would kind of know what I'm talking about when I'm speaking publicly and really explore like another avenue of what blockchain technology can offer. And the first project that I saw and got involved with was Skyline. So that's how I became kind of part of the Skyline community. And then I also did one of these episodes with Z, who is a team member for Skyline. And yeah, you're right. Like there was, some issues that happened around minting and with the launch and stuff like that. And I do remember like your presence during those times and even after those times is you bring a certain kind of like, I guess, calmness. You don't seem to get offended very easily. I'll put it that way.
No, not at all. I think you have to be quite thick-skinned in this space.
Yeah. And I think you do a good job at it.
Thanks.
Yeah. So that's great. As you were saying, the Solana network is kind of, it's new. And with that, it seems word can travel fast, like you were saying, and this person's reliable, that person, maybe we should stay away from getting their help, or that person was involved in a rug, but this person knows how to do this really well. So
yeah,
I think it's really beneficial for someone like you that's maybe trying to grow her name and become more involved in the space. I feel like maybe you came along at a really good time.
Yeah. They always
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, I was going to say there's always like an advantage to getting into something early, even if it seems risky. It's something that I tell my friends as well with crypto if they're looking to get into it. It's not that you have to go in and invest your own money straight away. You can join other communities and reach out to people and look for like open mod positions or something and start earning in crypto. Like there's so many more opportunities out there that people don't realize.
That's a great point. And now that, Skyline is launched, I wasn't really going to bring up, season 2 or anything like that, because I wanted to talk about BlockParty, but, now you have like multiple places where you're kind of offering your help and one of those, which we've mentioned, is BlockParty. So was this an idea that you came up with, or were you talking with other people and someone said, hey, or how did BlockParty come about in your life?
So one of the guys that I've worked with in the past, he actually approached me and he was like, he runs a news agency and he's worked with Hanu, who's the artist. he's worked with him in real life. And Hannu's the lead artist at Rovio. He's worked on Angry Birds. He's a Finnish guy. He's actually quite famous.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this, but behind the scenes, Justin had been convincing Hannu to work on an NFT project for months. And Hannu kept on saying, no, he's not doing it. He doesn't believe in crypto. He doesn't believe in NFTs. It's not for him. And then I got a call from Justin one day and he was like, I think Hannu's just agreed to do a project with us. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to take on like it's because this is one thing. People think that launching a project is just like easy. It's not. It's also a lifelong commitment. Like you have
Right.
to, you're taking people's money as a seed funding round if that's what it is. Like you can't put it any other way. You're gonna have to keep delivering and keep doing stuff. And like I think people don't realize that when they first get into things. So I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for the stress of having like a whole community that's completely reliant on us.
Yeah,
But
I think also just to add a little bit to that, for people that are listening or watching that haven't gotten themselves involved in an NFT project or even read anything about the NFT community, it is, kind of expected that, the project begins on launch and it is a fast-paced business. It almost seems like people are expecting updates maybe even more than once a day, constant contact with the team, answers to their questions at all times, and FUD arises around any turn. It is a lot and it's pressure packed, right?
yeah, it's crazy. But I think honestly, just like in Skyline, I think transparency is just the key, and like also not overselling yourselves. I think it's better to like under promise, over deliver. I think in that sense, that's why in our roadmap we haven't given specific dates yet, just because I don't want anyone to look forward to something just like season 2 of Skyline and then have a delay and then be upset by it.
Right.
But I think as Solana matures, people are realizing that they are expecting a bit too much from projects. Like to have a staking platform ready from the get-go, from launch date, and then have something else come out the next week. Like it doesn't, no business operates like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I think people are, as the network matures, I think so will the people investing, and they'll relax a bit. I think it's just that initial.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Because even as an investor, like it's a lot to keep up with. I think I have like 4 or 5 discords of projects that I'm involved with my money, and they can all change on a dime. I just it's a little too quick sometimes. I like a little bit more stability, but I did get into crypto.
Yeah, no, it is crazy.
So Hanno agrees to do the artwork.
So Hanno agrees. Yeah, he agrees to do the artwork, start sending through some examples of like other houses. At first it was like Japanese style, like countryside homes, which was really beautiful, but it was hard to make different variations of that. So then we shifted on to Manhattan style apartment blocks, and yeah, I really love the art. At the moment, I really love how it's turned out.
I'm gonna put a bunch of them on the screen right now for people to see, but yeah, the artwork's absolutely knockout gorgeous, really cool. Never seen anything really like it before. And I guess for people that don't know anything about BlockParty, how would you describe it? What would be your kind of elevator pitch for what BlockParty is?
So it's a tough one because it's not a metaverse play. I think people see the art and think straight away, oh, it's a metaverse play. And they don't realize the complexities that actually go into developing a full metaverse.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that on not that much seed funding, you can't just develop a metaverse project and have it delivered by like the next day. Right. So I think I like to look at the first season of the first release of BlockParty buildings to just be really high quality art that people can enjoy, and it gives you utility. You'll be able to stake, earn a passive income on it. you'll be able to modify your building to some extent. But then the fun really comes in the later stages, where we're going to develop an isometric map, and you'll be able to choose your functionality of your building like that and be able to interact with that building and walk around through it. So you can choose a casino, for example, and we can integrate with other, say, casino-based projects, and whatever revenue you generate by leading people to your building, then you'd be able to get a share of that.
Wow.
That's that's quite far. That's far along down the line.
That's far, but it's nice to dream, right? Like about, what the possibilities are for this project.
It's really cool. Like you could even you could even have an art gallery open and put your own NFTs or other NFTs in your art gallery and have people place bids on them.
And sell them directly from your
own, from your block. Yeah. The problem with, I think people don't realize with the current art is that there's so many extra features that if you were to integrate that with the metaverse map, they wouldn't be able to. Like, firstly, I don't think anything has enough capacity to store that much detail in that high HD at the moment. It would be a nightmare to host. And then also all the additional things like the moons floating around each building. You can't have like 72 moons on one block. It just wouldn't, it just wouldn't look too great. And I think that type of stuff really makes the art and gives it so much character for now. So we wanted to make art the main focus for the first release, and then move on to utility from there.
Yeah, it's really cool. And you kind of with some of your sneak peeks that you've been showing in Discord, you give little odes here and there to different Solana NFT projects that are out there.
Yeah,
it's really cool. It's really cool. Kind of, I don't know if you'll really have an answer for this just yet, but have you thought about the future when people are able to set up their blocks with however they may want to integrate whatever they're into their blocks? Do you ever think about potential like moderation issues or people maybe selling things out of their block that maybe they're not supposed to be?
I mean, we have thought about it. I don't think the modification type thing will be too difficult. We've got a team of Unity devs based in the UK that we're working with. So for like the interior stuff, it won't be a problem at all.
Yeah.
And exterior, like you can just add stuff on or alter the metadata if they wanted to. But yeah, I'm not too worried about that. And then as for selling stuff, they don't have the right to sell.
Yeah.
Quite a funny point.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't really have access to the actual NFT to be able to sell it. So I mean, they would be scamming someone essentially.
True. Yeah, no, I was just throwing it out there, just
I would hope people wouldn't try to do
that. Right. Yeah, no, I mean, hopefully no one opens up their own Silk Road,
yeah.
Down the street, from the Cats on Crack block or whatever. But you said you didn't have too many dates set up for BlockParty, but you do have a mint date, right?
Yeah, so our mint date's on the 28th of Feb. We actually have a lot of the stuff set up in the back end. I just don't want to deliver. There's also the thing that no one really talks about with NFTs is the timing of stuff. So I've seen projects that have full functionality ready to go from launch. And once people have that and they've received that, it's hyped for like a week and then they're like, okay, what now?
Exactly.
Whereas some projects will take 3-4 months to deliver the exact same thing. And they'll keep that hype running through 3 or 4 months. So it's always like about when to actually deliver everything. We've got the staking platform ready, that's built. I think we're going to release that. Yeah, I think we're going to release that maybe a week after launch, a week or two. I know some projects have taken 6 months to develop staking.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Right. Especially there's a lot of services out there that would even help with that. I don't know if you guys are using a service to help you with your staking platform, but there are people and businesses out there that now are available to hand that off to, and they do a pretty good job of getting that out there pretty quick.
Yeah. There's so much code available as well.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so Bear's built a custom one because there's different like combinations that have to be staked to do
Mm.
certain things. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's
So
really cool.
I'm whitelisted. I'm excited. How many am I allowed to get with my whitelist?
Two. So
Two.
you'll receive, yeah, the mint token's gonna appear like an NFT in your wallet, and
Mm.
it's actually really cool. It's got like a Solana cover over the building. And
Oh,
then when you
sweet.
mint your NFT, yeah,
I look
it'll just
forward.
swap that out.
I look forward to it. I look forward to it. I haven't, like I said, I haven't really seen anything like it. I love the weather aspect, outside of the buildings. I just think it looks really cool. And I'm really looking forward to it. From meeting you in the Skyline community, I'm really rooting for you and this project, and its success. I'm sure it's going to go great. Looks like Discord's popping, right? Like you have few thousand people in there right now.
Yeah, it's almost doubled in a few days. So we're up to nearly 6K.
That's a great sign. That's a great sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
for 2,800 supply, it's crazy.
so you're saying a couple people are going to walk away empty-handed.
I think, yeah, if you're whitelisted, you'll definitely have a chance to get.
Hmm.
Public mint, there's, yeah, there'll be
It'll be
probably
tough.
like 25% of supply, but I think it will be tough.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. And that's the launch pad. I didn't ask you. Is that a custom launch pad that you guys are going off of?
Yeah. Yeah. So we've built our own mint sites and everything.
Cool. Cool. Well, maybe after launch or before you put out your next project, whatever that might be, with the near network, if you want to come back on and talk about that, I'm definitely available for that. I think you've been a great guest, and we'll see how Block Party goes. I know it's going to be a success, like I said, and I just really thank you for coming on.
Cool. Thanks so much for having me. It was great to be here.
Yeah, great. Okay, everybody. So that's Kay from Block Party. And if you have any comments or anything like that that you'd like to know, just leave it in the comment section down below, and we'll get those answered for you. And look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Blockchain Chronicles. My name is Jude Newcomb, social media director for Metrics Coin, and I'll see you later. Hey everyone, thanks for watching the Blockchain Chronicles. If you like anything that you heard today, please give the video a thumbs up. If you want to contribute to the conversation that was had between the guests, leave a comment below, and we'd love to get your thoughts. Also, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll get notified every time that we upload, which we are looking to do a couple times a week. So make sure you don't miss out. So once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the future. Bye.